Some trouble does not start with thunder. Starts with one sentence that freezes a whole building. That Monday morning the office was breathing normally, until a voice cut through the glass corridor like a bell. I need an assistant today. Today. Keyboards stopped. Pens paused. Even the air conditioner seemed to hold its breath. That voice belonged to Dare. Successful, sharp, disciplined. The kind of man that makes money look easy but makes humans feel hard. People feared him because he spoke truth without softening it. Not wicked. Just blunt, like a knife that does not know the difference between yam and finger. And on that same day, a tailor walked into the company not to look for work but to take measurements. Her name was Toun. Neat, simple, quiet beauty. Master's degree, sleeping at home inside nylon. 5 years of "we will call you." 5 years of survival. She came to measure Sua, a director who always dressed like a billboard and wanted one thing in her heart. Dare. But fate does not ask who deserves. Fate just opens a door. Toun entered Sua's office with her tape and notebook. Sua sat like someone waiting for cameras. I need a dress that will silence people, Sua said, checking her reflection. That awards night, everybody must know I am not a small girl. Toun nodded and began. Shoulder, waist, hips. She worked fast and clean. Sua kept dropping Dare's name like it was pepper in stew. Dare will be there. Dare always attends. Dare likes excellence. Toun only smiled politely. In her mind she was counting money for rent, for food, for her mother's blood pressure drugs. Then the door opened without warning. Dare walked in like he owned the air. Phone buzzing. Files in hand. Eyes tired from winning. He did not greet properly. He did not even look at the mirror. He spoke to Sua like time was chasing him. I need an assistant today. Peter resigned this morning. Get me someone now. Sua's face tightened. Her mind ran fast. She looked at the empty corridor. Then she looked at Toun. Sua's smile came quickly, sweet on top, sharp underneath. She can do it, Sua said. She is organized. Toun almost dropped her tape. Me. Toun whispered. Dare finally looked at her. Plain dress. Hair pulled back. Tape on her neck like a scarf of hustle. He did not see Tailor. He saw available. What's your name? He asked. Toun, she replied, voice small. Come. That was it. No interview. No warning. No mercy. Toun followed him out, her heart beating like a talking drum. Workers stared as she passed. Some looked amused. Some looked sorry. Near the water dispenser, Z, the office gist queen, mouthed a silent prayer for her. The whisper traveled. That's the tailor. She wants to assist Dare? She will cry before lunch. Toun wanted to turn back, but her rent did not allow pride. Her stomach did not allow fear. And deep inside a small voice said, maybe this is the door you have been knocking. She walked into Dare's office like a goat entering a lion's room. The sheet started immediately. Dare talked fast, moved faster. Print 30 copies. Staple. Put on my desk in 20 minutes. Move the 11 a.m. meeting to 1 p.m. Call Cola. Tell finance their numbers do not balance. Prepare my calendar. Toun stared. Please, one by one, she begged. Dare frowned like she asked him to stop breathing. Right. Toun scribbled like her life depended on it. Because it did. She ran to the printer room. Printer jam. Paper finished. Toner blinking like warning. The IT guy was eating meat pie slowly like there was no crisis in the world. Please, Toun said, almost crying. Help me. The IT guy shrugged. You people always rush. Toun fixed the jam herself with trembling fingers. Printed. Stapled. Ran back. She entered Dare's office sweating, documents shaking in her hand. Dare looked at the time. Late. Toun opened her mouth. The printer. Excuses waste time, he said, already turning away. But words can slap without hand. By midday, Toun was learning the office like a village market. Everybody had their corner. Everybody had their eyes. One staff looked her up and down and laughed. "Where's your laptop, Tailor?" Toun forced a smile. "I do not have one." They laughed louder as if poverty was comedy. Z pulled her aside. "Listen. If you want to survive here, do not cry in public. Cry in the toilet, wash your face, come out like nothing happened." Toun almost laughed. Almost. Then Dare called again. He pushed a thick file toward her. "Summarize this. 2 pages. 1 hour." Toun's stomach dropped. Contracts, figures, timelines. This was not measurements. This was money language. "Dare, I'm not trained for." He cut her off. "Do it." Toun sat outside his office, reading like her eyes could catch fire. She wrote in simple bullets. She removed big grammar. She focused on what mattered. When she returned, Dare read quietly. For the first time his face shifted. "This is clear," he said. It was not praise, but it was not pain. Toun breathed. Sue was watching all of it like a hawk. She saw Toun moving in and out. She saw Dare asking for her. She saw the small pause in his voice. In Sue's mind, that pause was danger. That evening, Dare finished his tasks faster than usual. He stood at his door and looked at Toun, still working, eyes red from stress. "Why are you still here?" he asked. Toun replied honestly. "If I leave it, you will call it careless tomorrow." Dare paused. Then awkwardly he asked, "Have you eaten?" Toun blinked. The question sounded foreign coming from him. "No," she said. Dare opened a drawer and placed biscuits on her desk like someone dropping evidence. "Eat," he said. "You cannot work while hungry." Then he walked away quickly like he was ashamed of being kind. Toun stared at the biscuits and felt something dangerous. Hope. The next day the whole office knew. Z whispered. He gave her food. Not meeting snacks. Personal biscuits. And in Sue's chest, jealousy stood up fully. Days became weeks. Dare was still strict, but around Toun his sharpness reduced. Not soft but controlled. When she made mistakes he corrected without crushing her. When she looked overwhelmed he broke tasks into steps like someone learning patience. People started whispering. Dare is changing. Is it love? How can he love someone that does not even package? Toun heard it. It scared her. Attention always came with trouble in her life. Toun tried to stay invisible but she could not. He was competent. And competence shines even when you wear plain clothes. One morning, Sue called her into her office. "Toun," Sue said sweetly, "you are adjusting well. But this is corporate. You're dressing, Toun looked at her blouse and skirt, suddenly feeling small. Sue continued, voice like honey. "Try to look the part. Dare's office is not a market." Market. The word hit Toun's chest. He swallowed. "Okay," she said. As she left, she heard Sue on the phone. "HR, check her background. I want to be sure we are safe." Toun's legs felt weak. But she had a secret. One afternoon, Dare called Toun into his office. He did not look angry. That alone was strange. "Toun," he said. "Yes." He stared at her like he was solving a hard problem. Then he spoke, slow, honest, and frightening. "I think about you too much." Toun's heart stopped. "It distracts me," he continued. "I do not like distraction. So I need to know. Can you be mine?" My people, the confession was not sweet. It was not poetry. It was Dare. Toun wanted to laugh. She wanted to cry. She wanted to run. "Dare," she whispered, "you don't even know me." "I know enough," he said. "You are smart. You are honest. You do not flatter me. You make my work easier. I like that." Toun's eyes stung. He liked him too. But fear rose like flood. "I can't," she said. Dare blinked. "Why?" Toun swallowed. "Because love in an office can turn to trouble. And I'm tired of trouble." Dare looked confused like someone hearing a new language. Toun tried to keep things normal after that, but the air had changed. Dare started trying awkwardly. He would pause before speaking like he was counting words. He would ask, "Are you okay?" Then wait, even when waiting looked painful for him. He stopped correcting her in public. He called her in privately instead. The office noticed. Z announced softly, Lion is learning tenderness. Toun's heart softened small by small. Not because he was rich but because he was changing without being forced. One evening, Dare walked her to the gate. "You do not have to answer me today," he said. "But I'm not playing." Toun smiled sadly. "I'm not playing too. I'm just scared." He nodded. "I will not use your fear against you." That sentence entered Toun's heart like warm soup. He agreed to try slowly. Quiet dates. Simple places. Laughing at his awkwardness. Teaching him how to say sorry properly. Dare was learning love like a new skill. Then Sua made her biggest move. Because she could not stand the sight of Toun winning. Sua hired someone to dig deeper into Toun's past. They found a secret but they did not find the truth. Sua took the half-truth and made it a full lie. She created a fake investigation memo. It looked official. It had serious words. It suggested Toun had misconduct issues and was under probe. She leaked it to a board member who loved company image. Within hours the office was buzzing. "Toun is a fraud. I knew it. Tailor with master's degree. Something is not correct." Toun entered the office and felt the eyes like stones. Dare called her immediately. He was tense. Torn. "Toun," he said, "there is an allegation. I need time to handle it." Toun's chest tightened. "What are you saying?" Dare chose the worst words because emotional awareness was not his strength. "I have to suspend you temporarily." Suspend. The word slapped harder than his old insults. Toun stared at him. "So you believe them?" "I said I need time," Dare replied, voice tight. "Do not make this harder." Toun's eyes filled. She nodded once. Then she walked out, holding her dignity like a bag that must not tear. "Let me tell you the truth now, my people." Toun once got a small job in a ministry after her master's. She was excited. She thought her life had started. Then one day they brought a paper for her to sign. The numbers were wrong. The details were dirty. It smelled like fraud. Toun refused. She asked questions. She requested clarity. She did not shout. She did not fight. She just refused to stamp her name on a lie. They smiled at her that day. 2 weeks later her access was blocked. They called her difficult. They said she did not understand how things work. They pushed her out quietly. No fight. No court. Just silent removal. Since then Toun feared organizations. She feared power. She feared how truth can make you lose your daily bread. So when she entered Dare's company she promised herself one thing. Do your work. Keep your head down. Do not shine too much. But now Sua was digging. And when people dig they do not look for truth. They look for weapon. Toun returned to her small tailoring shop. The familiar smell of fabric and chalk greeted her like an old friend. But it did not heal her heart. She sat behind her machine and stared. 5 years of struggle. One small hope. And it ended the same way as before. Silently. She remembered the ministry. The blocked access. The quiet removal. She whispered to herself, maybe truth is always punished. Maybe love is always risky. Her mother called worried. Toun, what happened? Toun forced her voice steady. Nothing, mummy. I just needed rest. But the tears came at night when nobody could see. Meanwhile, Dare was not sleeping. For the first time work was not saving him. His chest felt heavy. His office felt cold. Kola, the head of operations, entered his office late one evening. You suspended her, Kola said carefully. Dare replied, I did it to buy time. Kola sighed. Then you should have explained better. You cannot treat hearts like documents. That sentence hit Dare like truth. And Dare, who loved truth, finally decided to hunt it properly. Dare investigated quietly. He traced the memo. He asked IT about the email trail. He asked HR who started the talk. He followed small clues like a man chasing a thief in the dark. Then he found it. The leak came from Sua's side. Not direct but close enough to smell. Dare's jaw tightened. He dug further into Toun's ministry story. This time he demanded the full truth, not rumors. And he discovered something that made his stomach twist. Toun did not leave because she was corrupt. She left because she refused corruption. She refused to sign dirty papers. She was punished for being clean. Dare sat down, silent, angry, ashamed. All his life he respected excellence, discipline, integrity. And he had just punished the most honest person in his space. He stood up like someone ready for war. He called a board meeting. He invited HR. He invited the people who loved company image. And he invited Sua. Because truth likes a public stage sometimes. The boardroom was cold that day. People sat with serious faces. The fake memo lay on the table. Sua entered wearing confidence. She even smiled at Dare. Dare did not smile back. He spoke calmly. Calmly like water that is about to flood. This memo is fake, Dare said. Here is the trail. Here is the evidence. Here is who authorized it. Sua's smile froze. One board member tried to talk. Dare, we must protect the company. Dare cut in. You protect the company by protecting truth. He turned to Sua. Why did you do it? Sua's voice shook. I was only trying to keep standards. Dare nodded once. Standards without honesty is hypocrisy. The room was silent. Sua tried again. She is not your level. She is just. Dare's eyes sharpened. Do not insult her. But the way the room breathed in. Dare continued. Sua, you abused power. HR will follow due process. You are stepping down from your role effective immediately. Sua's face broke. And my people, that was not even the biggest shock. After the meeting, Dare did what nobody expected. He went to Toun's shop. Not with convoy. Not with drama. Just him in a simple shirt, standing under the hot afternoon sun. Toun looked up from her machine and froze. Dare, she whispered. He stepped closer. I was wrong. Toun's chest tightened. You suspended me. I did it to buy time, Dare said, voice low. But I used bad words. I did not protect you. I'm sorry. Toun's eyes filled. Sorry does not return my peace. I know, Dare replied. So I'm here to return something else. Your name. He brought out a letter. Official clearance. Apology from the company. Reinstatement with better terms. Toun stared at it, trembling. Dare continued. I investigated. You were punished for refusing fraud in that ministry. You were right. And I punished you again. Toun swallowed hard. Dare's voice cracked slightly. Teach me. I'm good at work. I'm learning heart. Toun laughed through tears. You are very stubborn. He nodded. Yes. But I want to be stubborn for you. They rebuilt slowly. Not with sudden wedding bells. Not with fake perfection. With conversations. With boundaries. With Dare learning to speak like a human, not a deadline. Toun returned to the office, head high. The same people who whispered before now watched in awe. Z whispered, see her walking like queen. Plain dress but strong back. Dare made one decision that surprised everyone. Toun would keep her tailoring work, and the company would support it as a real empowerment project for young women artisans. Not charity. Structure. Toun began training interns on weekends. Staff started ordering office outfits from her. The small shop grew. Sua, disgraced, tried to start rumors again, but truth had already eaten lies. One evening, Dare asked Toun softly, this time no fear, no pressure. Will you marry me? Toun looked at him for a long moment. Then she smiled. Yes. And my people, the office chorus finally sang a happy song. Because in this life, when discipline meets compassion, success becomes sweeter. If you love truth, you must also protect people who live by it, even when it costs you pride.